Deep within the austere confines of Kot Lakhpat Jail, where the boundaries that distinguish guilt from innocence blur into an indistinct haze, there unfolds an untold story. In this episode of Behind Bars, it is not a tale that delves into the specifics of crimes committed, victims suffered, or culprits named, but rather a story that embarks on an arduous journey to explore the profound question of faith. Kot Lakhpat Jail, a grim institution, houses two distinct categories of inmates. The Hawalati, those who await the determination of their fate, and the Qaidi, those who have been declared guilty and served their sentences. On the dawn of my initial day behind these imposing walls, I found myself thrust into an orientation assembly, presided over by the formidable figure of the superintendent. Within those bleak, unwelcoming walls, despair hung heavily in the air as I confronted the intimidating assembly. It was in this very space that I had my first encounter with Kabeer, a man possessed of a voice that resonated with a haunting, almost ethereal beauty. He stood at the forefront reciting verses from the Quran, and in that moment, he wove an invisible thread connecting our hearts and souls to Allah-Ji during our darkest hours. Kabeer's melodic notes lingered in the atmosphere, magically transforming the prison's desolation into an unexpected sanctuary of solace. Kabeer, a fellow Hawalati like myself, was not confined to my barrack. Yet our paths often intersected when he assumed the role of imam during our Friday prayers. However, a peculiarity about Kabeer caught my attention. Kabeer had a habit of holding my hand whenever we met, a gesture that left an unsettling feeling. I found myself instinctively recoiling from it, a reaction I could scarcely explain. It was here, amidst the backdrop of hushed prayers and bowed heads, that the silent clash between faith and judgment began to take form. In Islam, a fundamental tenet dictates that one cannot stand in prayer behind a sinner. Yet beneath this steadfast doctrine, there lies a profound belief. A belief that Allah-Ji, the most merciful, can extend his boundless forgiveness to those who earnestly seek redemption with a sincere heart. My journey through the walls of this prison gifted me a singular perspective, a perspective that forever altered my understanding of sin and judgment. It taught me that every person's sins are a matter between them and Allah-Ji, and it is not our place to judge. Thus, with a heart brimming with faith, I took my place behind Kabeer in prayer, resolute in my proclamation, I did not judge. In the face of doubt, I chose to dismiss judgment in favor of unwavering faith. However, as the days unfolded, a shattering revelation ripped through the fabric of my convictions. Kabeer, the man whose presence I had accepted with unwavering faith, stood accused of heinous crimes that left my heart heavy with disbelief. He faced charges of rape, 376, of a woman, and rape, 377, of a man, with his own father as the accuser. Yet I clung to my belief, asserting once more, I did not judge. In this unforgiving prison, where shadows of doubt clouded many a verdict, only Allah-Ji possessed the ability to fathom the true depths of a heart. Then, another grim truth emerged, casting a darker pall over Kabeer's past. It was revealed that he bore a history marred by the despicable act of sexually assaulting children. In a desperate bid to salvage his son from the abyss of deviance, his father had resorted to brutal beatings. Yet I held fast to my conviction, repeating the refrain, I did not judge, even as the accusations grew more chilling. And then came the revelation that drove Kabeer's father to surrender his son to the authorities. The revelation that Kabeer had committed the unspeakable act of raping his own brother's wife. It was a breaking point that left his father battered and defeated, and Kabeer found himself locked behind bars. 3 long years had passed since Kabeer's incarceration, and his trial lingered in a perpetual fog of uncertainty. Through it all, I persisted in my faith and I did not judge, praying behind Kabeer, unwavering despite all that I had heard. Yet, my unwavering convictions were shattered, and my steadfast beliefs crumbled when a fellow inmate shared a revelation that left me utterly stunned. It was the unsettling news that Kabeer, who had once shared my barrack and even served as a handival under the authority of my current handival, was caught in a horrifying act of sexual abuse with an unwilling inmate who lay unconscious, deep in slumber, at the time of the incident. Fellow inmates stumbled upon this distressing scene, witnessing Kabeer entangled with an unwilling cellmate, committing an act that not only transgressed the boundaries of morality, but also seemed to defy the very essence of humanity itself. The barrack, already burdened by the weight of its collective suffering, had reached a breaking point. It could no longer bear witness to such torment. Consequently, Kabeer was swiftly relocated to another barrack. Torn between faith and the horrifying reality laid bare before my eyes, I could no longer ignore the darkness that had engulfed Kabeer's soul. It was at that moment that my unwavering declaration shifted, for now I judged. I ceased praying behind him and distanced myself, a decision born from the agonizing recognition that faith could only stretch so far. In the end, our story begs a haunting question, a question that resonates within the unforgiving walls of Kot Lakhpat Jail, where redemption and judgment stand side by side, a stark reminder of the complexities of faith. Was I wrong to finally pass judgment upon Kabeer? In the depths of this harrowing prison, where we bore witness to the darkest facets of humanity, how could I turn a blind eye to his unrelenting sexual deviances? I comprehended that sins are a matter between man and Allah, and that it was not my role to pass judgment. However, when confronted with such unfathomable depravity, how could we not be profoundly affected? If I erred in my judgment, then I humbly seek Allah's forgiveness, for I am but a fallible mortal burdened with imperfections. Thank you for watching AIK Dastan, where every tale is a testament to the human spirit and every voice resonates with the truth as they perceive it.